Up. Yeah, man, it's that time. Still wounded. That's why I'm doing purge videos, because I can't check knives in. And man, do I need to check knives in. I'm itching for it, or maybe that's the painkillers. I don't know. You know what I'm saying. Hey man, let's get into these. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pieces in this new purge. So we might as well get right to it. First one up, we've got a Tucson TS 379. It's in titanium with these carbon fiber inserts, titanium milled pocket clip, and it's in 14C28N steel. Yeah, what a little chunker this thing is, man. Hollow ground blade with a nice flat ground swedge on the front to give that tip some strength. And yeah, along with that, it's got that Tucson action. I will say on this one, it's got, so because of the way the ball works, here, look. So the detent ball rides on this flat part here, then it falls over onto that part there. See that? And then it's back on the flat part. Well, when you're closing this, you feel it, like right there, it drops in there, and then it pops back up. So you feel that, and at first it can be unnerving. It's like, well, there's something wrong with this action, but no, there's nothing wrong with it. Runs wonderful. Drop shut action. The back flipper solid, not a flopper, a flipper. The spidey flick and the thumb flick. What a chunker. Yep. And so I've got 2 of these, and so that's why I'm moving one. I've got a couple of Tucsons and Sixleafs in this batch, and it's because I have multiples. Yeah. So the TS, come on, man, 379 in 14C28N, and I am asking $80. Yep, $80 for this right here. All right. And then, like with all these, if you want to donate some shipping to help out the channel, that's cool. I always like it when people buy purge knives, or I trade or sell knives to people through the channel, and then they choose to donate some shipping money. So pretty much you can figure $7 for any of these. If we pack a couple of these together, if you buy multiple knives, I can usually get 2 in the same package for that same $7. Now, if you get 3 or 4, the weight changes the pricing on the shipping, but we could usually get a couple in there. So, yeah, so if you donate, that's great. If you don't and you purchase the knife, even without donated shipping, the knife's going to come to you. Next, got another Tucson, and this is the TS 226 in D2 steel. It's a Jelly Jerry design, titanium with carbon fiber inserts, titanium milled pocket clip. There's fine milling on everything. The pocket clip, the scales, and then this one as well, drop shut action. I mean, this thing, whew, so nice. And this is another one that I've got another version of this knife, and so I can't keep 2, man. I gotta purge them out. The back flipper works really well. It's got a fuller. Let me show you that fuller on the blade. So this fuller is usable for the spidey flick and the thumb flick. So with this knife closed, you can get your finger in here for the spidey flick. Works wonderfully. And you can catch it for your thumb flick. Again, works wonderfully. And then a back flip. I'm not sure about this front flipper. Is that a front flipper? Yeah. Probably take some practice, because boy, did I mess that up. There it is. Come on, man. Ergonomics, man, locked in. Got combat jimping on the back, and it's got a wonderful finger guard. So the grip on this is, it passes not so confident, it passes confident, and this thing just creeps right up on very confident. Wonderful grip on this. This could absolutely, in my opinion, serve as a self-defense piece. Nice cap place for the thumb on a reverse grip. I mean, all in all, this thing, let me get a towel out here. I just keep wiping these knives down, and then I got to reach over for towels. Might as well just keep it handy, right? Yeah, all in all, man, this thing, whew, pretty nice. And both these Tucsons never carried. I never carried either of these. Brought them in, checked them in, put them in a case. What am I asking for that? $229 or $226? I'm sorry, $70. Yep, 70. And of course, if you want to donate some shipping, that'd be cool, man. $70. All right, next got a Sixleaf. This is the SL29, full titanium, and it's in CPM 20 CV steel, rattlesnake design. Look at this, man. Whoo, the action on this. Come on, man. That Spidey flick, listen to it. Ergonomics, I mean, locked in, confident grip. Look at this finger guard here. Yep. And then just the contours of these scales, the milling, it's deep, and so it provides grip. I mean, super comfortable in the hand. It's got a great pocket clip that runs really well on I'm thinking that'll run on just about anything. The nature of it is it just gets wider depending on what you use it for. But it's got great grip, great texture, easy to access the lock bar. The Spidey flick on this, again, just acoustics, listen. Wow. Yeah. So this Sixleaf, and again, I've got two of these. So I'm keeping one and I got a Purge one. I mean, this one's got a different blade shape than the other one. And to be honest, I wanted to keep them both. And I'm sitting around here and I can do demo work with my right hand, but I can't work and check in knives with my left. So I kind of went through my cases and said, hey, let's purge some stuff. Well, this one made the list, man. Come on. What am I selling this for? This Sixleaf? I'm asking $100 for it. $100. Come on, man. I think everywhere you look, these are $150 or more is what I'm seeing. Maybe $130, but I'm asking $100. Next, got a Kaiser Roach, full size. Look at this thing. Come on, man. I did a video on this one not too long ago. Actually, all these kind of not too long ago. A matte Degnan design. This is a full-size Roach. It's got the Roach, there it is, on a pocket clip. Come on, man. And it's in VG10 steel. VG10. It's pretty good stuff. Look at the action on this thing. Wow. Ergonomically, I mean, it's a large knife, but man, this thing is so contoured, fits in the hand. And if you're a choke up person, the choke up on this, I mean, could you smash sushi or so, I'm not sure what the choke up purpose is. And if it was me, I wouldn't have it on a knife. I would just have a sharpening choil and be done with all that, because this grip right here is wonderful. Look, it's got even the pinky's contoured so that you can really get your fingers around this thing. It's wonderful. Yeah. Big, flat grind blade, tall, slicey, and I believe it's a titanium coating. But don't purchase it off of that, because I don't know for a fact if that's titanium coating, but it's awful nice. Wonderful G10, great texture. I mean, this thing in hand, it's all knocked down, super comfortable. Yep. Yeah, full-size Kaiser Roach. What am I asking for it? $80. $80 for the full-size Kaiser. Next, got a Land 830. So model 830, and it's in S35 VN steel. It's got steel liners and this wonderful milled carbon fiber. Can you see the milling in it? So it's carbon fiber, but then the surface of it has been milled and a texture added. And man alive, it is so nice. I love this knife, and I'm going to confess something here, but let me get through it. It's got a crown spine on the blade. It's got a little bit of jimping right here that aids in some grip. There's not a finger guard here, but the shape, the size of this knife, it gets so locked in here that I definitely would run this knife right up to a confident grip. I'm not going to break stride and go past confident, but I am going to say this is right up at a confident grip, only because it's so locked in. I mean, wonderful grip. Would I personally be confident if this was like a backup self-defense? Absolutely, I would. It's got recessed pocket clip, and then the screws themselves they're in from the back in the scale. And so that's actually the top rounding of the screw coming through. So they don't hinder anything going in the pocket at all. So this pocket clip runs like a dream. It's lowered access to the lock bar. It's easy to get to. And the action on this thing is a dream. It's a front flipper only. So about half of y'all dumped it right there, which you could tell by looking at it. But I'm just being snarky. What can I say? But yeah, front flipper only. And so here's my confession on this knife. I don't think I'm asking enough for it, but I'm asking $75 and then $7 to help with shipping. So that'd be $82. And I'll be perfectly happy if I don't get it, because I really do want to keep this knife. And so I haven't done this to any of the Purge knives. I don't know how many there's been at this point, plus all the knives I've run through eBay. I haven't done it with any knives, but I'm doing it with this one. I like it so much that I don't think I'm overpriced, but I'm asking for all the money in it. And if I don't get it, I'm going to be perfectly happy to keep this knife. It's special. And I've got a couple of land knives that fall into that same category. They're just awesome. And they fly under the radar, man. If you go back and search my videos for land knives, there's a couple in there that are just stunning. And I'm going to tell you, this one is right up there with it. And it's a, I don't know, it's a knockoff or a copy of another model. I don't know the name of it. One of you will know. And then a Shimu, or there's some name for that it's very, very similar to. And so much so that I need to look up that knife, because golly, there's just everything about this knife is special and it's wonderful. So if you're down for smaller, capable, I mean, it doesn't have a finger guard, but like I say, I'd be fully confident, especially if I turned it around and capped that off. It's just big enough that I'm not reaching for this. My thumb lands perfectly there, and this is a crazy strong grip right here. I would absolutely be comfortable taking this as a backup self-defense. Anyways, land 830 S35BN. I'm done gushing on it. $75. And then I do want the shipping with this one. The rest of these, if you do it, great. If you don't, that's okay too. But on this one, ultimately, it's $82 shipped is what I'm asking for that one. Next, got a Kaiser October. And I mean, these are just stunning little knives. I have two of these. The other one I have has the titanium scales. This one has this wonderful striped micarta, linen micarta. You know how it looks when you're looking at it right here? Well, that's it. That's how it feels too. I mean, it feels like an old pair of fatigues, like the old OD green ones, not the new camo ones, but the old OD green ones. Yeah, it feels like layers and layers of that. It's got this subdued flipper tab. Boom. Look at that thing, man. So nice. And it's got a fuller, so easy to spidey flick, easy to thumb flick. And it's got great ergonomics here. I can just get really tight with 4 fingers around it. My pinky finger wraps around the butt end of that. And then wonderful jimping on the spine. So this is a very confident grip. But then for you choke up people, this thing chokes up. And I mean, it's a dream now at this point. If you're down for choking up, I mean, and the sliciness of this blade. Whew, yeah. So Micarta CPM 20 CV steel. Very lightweight, great pocket clip. Easy carry. This thing's pretty special, man. What am I asking for it? So I looked for this red one and was having a trouble to find it. So I'm asking, whoops, careful, man. $70 for the October. So I'm asking for it. Let's go here. The Sheildon Hierophant. Is that how you say that? Hierophant? Love the logo. It's like an Egyptian eye with like a Roman spike knife dagger. I mean, it's pretty cool. I do like the logo. I mean, it's a stupid small point, but whatever. It's got a recessed pocket clip with recessed screws, easy in and out of the pocket. It's got contoured G10 scales, and it's in 154 cm steel. Yep. Got thumb stud deployment and a back flipper. Pretty snappy out. Spidey flick and the thumb flick. And the back flipper runs really well also. It takes a few shakes to get her down, but all in all, it runs pretty well. It's a budget knife, but I mean, pretty solid. And that blade shape, I mean, that's a pretty attractive piece right there. That 154 is satined up. They've got a nice satin polish finish on it. And man, does that look like tool steel or what? Yeah, it's pretty attractive. Pretty nice. And pretty formidable. Man, you pull that out of your pocket. Look at that. I mean, it's got a great choke up. Again, these knives, man, there's so many of them that come with this choke up function. Like, I mean, honestly, do you carry, like, if you take this out of your pocket, do you immediately go here or do you come back here? You know, me, I'm coming back here. It's got pretty good jimping. It's kind of polished over, but I mean, pretty solid grip. No doubt about it. I'm going to bring it like just bouncing up on confident. It's pretty small, but it does grab my finger here. So we're just up to a confident grip. Can you choke up on this? Yeah, you can choke all the way up here. Yep. Sheildon Hierophant. All right, what am I asking for this? Get to the money, bro. All right, here we go. $45. Yep. And I saw like on eBay and then looking around at my normal sites, I mean, I saw a lot of prices in the $50 to $70 range. So we're at 45 bucks on it. Sheildon Hierophant. Brand new, never carried, 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 brand new, never carried. All these. Never carried these in a pocket. Now I cut some newspaper here on the channel, you know. I might have stropped it a couple of times to just get burrs off the edge, but yeah, never sharpened, never carried. So what do we got here? We got a Kooby Hide. Look at this thing. And it's got Ultem scales. So it's blacked out. Even the liners are blacked out that show through the Ultem. Come on, man. How cool is this thing? Yep. And the blade came pretty shiny like that. Razor sharp. It's got like this, it's a drop point, I'm pretty sure officially. I mean, but is it a spear point instead? I mean, I think there's an argument to be made that it could be a spear point. I love this knife. I love the Hyde. I have 3 other models of this, and I'm waiting for the titanium high-end version so that I can add it to my collection immediately. Love this Hyde. So you got a Spidey flick, you got a thumb flick, you got a front flipper, and the reach over is fun. Yeah, I love the reach over on this one. I mean, this knife, golly, I like this Hyde. So let's talk about this Ultem. It's translucent, but it is heavily milled. I mean, that stuff is super milled, and it's ultra grippy. It's got great jimping on the back of the spine, so when you lock in with this is one of those, again, does not have the finger guard, but the size of the knife packs it into the palm. And then the way that the fingers land, the thumb lands, I mean, I am so locked into this knife with this spear point, needle sharp blade that I would be confident, confident grip. I would be confident if this was a backup self-defense weapon in my pocket. Just because it's so locked in. And then, of course, you can always do this. And, I mean, would I hold it like this and drive it through a piece of sheetrock? I would. I mean, I think I'm super locked in here. Boom. I think I could put all that force down. Maybe I need to start taking some of these outside and doing them. I don't know, man. I'm already wounded. Be hard testing knives like that when all I'm going to do is put it in my pocket and go for a ride and stop and get an ice cream cone on my way home. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not down for all that, man. I have long been away from gladiator school. You know what I mean? So, but do I like having a reasonable pocket knife in my pocket? Yeah, right alongside my reasonable pistol. As long as I don't shoot myself. All right, calm down, man. Just stick to the knives. Off track. Hey, just so we know, I am on pain medication. so if it's showing, man, I apologize. Goof. Yeah, so super grippy. And this hide is in 14C28N. They all are. All the hides are 14C28N. This is a phenomenal knife. I can't say enough good about it. And I'm asking $50 for this knife right here. New in the box, never been carried. Last but not least, I've got a Kooby Nova. Full titanium, titanium milled pocket clip. All anodized hardware. Look at the action on this thing. Drop shut. Super smooth. The flipper tab on this one, it's interesting because it trails away. And so when you put your finger on it, it doesn't induce a lot of confidence. When I first got a Nova, I put my finger on that flipper tab and I was like, oh, I don't think I like this knife. But then when you flip it, you realize that it's got just enough jimping that it makes that a really confident perch. But that shape, when you first feel it, you feel like you're falling away and that there's a huge potential to come off of it. But that's not what's happening. The other thing is even though it's fallen away, it's still higher than the center of the pivot. So it creates a lot of leverage. Boom. Yeah, man, that thing comes out of there so good, so snappy, and then drop shut. The lock bar access is super good. Very easy to access, scalloped. Yeah, simple. Ergonomics on this knife. It's one of those that, I mean, looking at it, I kind of go, I don't know, that's a hit and miss. But boy, once you put this thing in hand, I mean, whoop, all the way up to very confident. That is a very confident grip, locked in, good jimping, and big blade. I mean, this is a bunch of knife. Absolutely self-defense capable and could easily be purposed for that. Primary weapon in the pocket, easy to deploy and to bring to bear. Can you reverse grip this and bring some of this in? Absolutely. There is kind of an odd choil that you can get up in there to do some tight work, maybe some slicing. I don't know. I'm not a huge choil person, finger forward. I can tell you that this grip right here, it's perfect in my hand. It's wonderful. Love this Nova. Love the grip. I've got another version, and so I can't keep two of these. Got to move it on down the road. So what am I asking for this? It's one of the best things about this Nova is because the Nova, let's see if we can get the camera to show it, right there is in 14C28N. So full titanium, a higher end, really lightweight, Wonderful knife. This is the upgraded version. They have a G10 steel liners version. I believe it's in D2 steel. But this one, they added the titanium and they kicked it up to 14C, which I'm a fan of 14C. Great stainless, super tough, pretty easy to sharpen, and holds a pretty good edge. I mean, I like 14C. I'm a fan. So what's that do, though? Well, it keeps the cost down. So, ready? What am I asking for this titanium high-end Kubey? $80. Yep, $80. Be nice if you kick me back some shipping, but even if you don't, man, $80 buys it and sends it to your house. So there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pieces purged off the channel. If you're interested in any of these, there's only one way to do this business, and that's to email me, discerningman01@gmail.com. Send me an email. The first email on this knife is going to get preference to work a deal and get it bought. If you're number 2, I'll hit you up at some point and say, hey, there's some people in front of you, but if they don't strike a deal, I'll come to you next. So that's the only way, is to hit me up on email. All payments I try to do through Venmo. So if you don't have a Venmo account, I'd appreciate it if you're going to buy some of these to set up a Venmo account. It's instantaneous. It's so easy to set up Venmo, and I highly recommend it. So that's it. Hey, I appreciate y'all watching. We're at about 25 minutes of Purge, and I didn't really have to use my wounded hand at all. So appreciate y'all hanging in there, and hopefully I'll be back to doing some content soon. I have so many really cool knives that have flooded in over the last week that are long-time trades and purchases and stuff. So I'm really excited to get to everything. Let's see if we can clear some of this stuff out of here so I can keep things moving. Appreciate y'all watching. Take care.